All right. Believe it or not, here this market review. Market review. This week was an amazing week for us. We took advantage of the gold and BTC dump, especially that BTC dump, right? So it was an amazing week. We hit 7 take profits, which is, believe me, it is not normal. It doesn't happen every time. So I was very happy this week because I felt like I was just hitting TP upon TP upon TP, right? So I was like, I'm going to do market review this particular week. So at least let me explain those 7 trades, how they came about, what I saw, and how I took advantage of it, so that in case it shows up next time, maybe you might see it and you take advantage of it also. So this is Believe in Us here, and let's get into the action. Okay, gold. I think my first trade was gold. I'm going to use my Telegram as a guide to help me. The first trade I took was gold. Okay, this was Bitcoin analysis, but price never came there. Gold. This was the first trade of the week here. Okay, this was the trade. So let's see what built up to that trade, right? Obviously, I didn't know that. Okay, Bitcoin. Gold was reacting from this fair value gap on the daily time frame. Yeah, on the daily time frame. So price got there, right? Let's remove this. Price got there. Hope you know that this is target for gold. 4100, right? Look at it. The target. That long week liquidity there. There's a lot of liquidity there, man. That's where price is heading to. Otherwise, I can see though. So when price reacted from that fair value gap, you don't just expect to start selling immediately. You wait for confirmation, you wait for structure breaks, structure shifts. Price came there one, it shifted structure the first time. And if you know me, you know that I wait for two breaks to the downside to confirm my trend change. So it did this one, right? Then it did this two. Once I saw this, I knew that okay, yeah, it's time to this level was actually valid for me, right? So price did that. Then this guy's liquidity. Yeah, this is it. After the first break that happened somewhere around here, this guy is just liquidity. You just need to know that. I'm not explaining too much in this video. So when price got to this, now I had two point of interest, area of interest. It's not a point. I have 2 area of interest. Maybe I'll come on A or I. I have 2 area of interest here and here. This, if you look at it on the hourly time frame, it makes more sense. Exactly, because if you look at this, we have this another block here, this another block here. But some of you might ask, okay, why am I even thinking about this? Why not go for the extreme? Both can work, so you have to just wait for confirmation on either of them, right? This year was the last pump that broke the structure, so you can't just straight away. So we had this, and when price came there, I watched carefully. Now there are several ways, several confirmations, and I will show you all of them I can see. Confirmation 1 is when price entered this POI, then it did this. It closed below. That means this momentum, whatever, it ended. It closed below it. That is a very solid sign. I know some people that could have entered from here, from this level, and start selling, and they would have entered there. Another confirmation I saw was this. Now price did this, swept. See, that sweep with the upside was really important for me. Then it broke structure to the downside. I think this is where I entered from. After price broke structure to this downside, normally, if you know me normally, I might say, okay, let's wait for price to come to this tweezer top and I'll start selling. But no, I didn't do that. I just, okay, price has done that. Once I just show that break, I got my short. I think somewhere around this retracement, I just something like this. I don't know. I think something like this, right? And from there, I just, okay. So it's my target. Right, something like this was the trade. I know that, okay, I didn't actually wait for price to retrace up very well. I'd forgotten there's that. So yeah, once I just saw that break, I knew that, okay, price is gonna, maybe so something like this. Sorry. Then Let me check. How did I enter in particular? Okay, after that break, exactly. You can see after the break, I looked for entry immediately. Right? That is the first trade. That's how that first trade came about. And obviously, I cannot target all the way down here. It's just I'm not a swing trader, right? So I just looked for the nearest liquidity. That is this low. Every low and high is a liquidity. I'm sure you know that, right? So I just picked that, and that was my trade, right? Now, for those of you that will ask me, this line that is here, how did you get this line? That line is just a point of interest. And that way you can call it point. This is an area. That line is a point of interest. That line is just the 30 minutes for that block over here. See it. There's nothing magical about it. This 30 minutes for that block. I feel like size mark from the body, size mark from here. I think I marked from the body over there. I'm not sure. Let me check. Yeah, I marked from the body. So just it was a key point, right? Just a key point. This is like the point. This is like the area, right? Exactly. So the key points. As I entered my first trade of the week, right? Let me just explain everything on good that I can see for this week. So obviously, to an extent, you know that price has broken structure to the downside already, right? I don't think I got on any buys. I was not interested in the buys. Now to continue this trend, if you can, let's go. Let's see if you can see any area of interest. Okay, yeah. So on the 4 hour time frame, and I think a lot of people had this trade. I think I did also. I had this place as an area of interest also. This other block, but price never came there. When it was reached, I expected it to come to this area of interest, then give me a confirmation of any sort. Then I start selling, but price never did that. That was why I did not catch this initial sell again. Yeah, let me check on my group. This was the first one. This is the first one. This is all the first one. I'm trying to get that exact sales. The second sale, I want to just take it pair by pair. I don't want to start jumping from go to whatever. Okay, so the second sales. Okay, good. So you can see this is the liquidity exactly. I marked this guy's liquidity. When I say that price didn't come here, I expected that one way or the other, price will find its way back there, but it never did. So you have to just move on. Right? Because it's something I know about gold is you just have to move on. If price doesn't touch that interest, right, and it's building up. Wait, I'm coming. Let me check. If price is building up, you just have to let it go at that point and just look for another entry and continue the sales. Because on the 4 hour time frame now, that might just be the other block everyone's waiting for, but something different must have happened on another time frame. Example, price might have just use this guy as liquidity, right? It's not impossible, and sell from God knows where it sold from. Because this 45 minutes breaker block is even above. Maybe it's sold from this breaker block here. It's not impossible. After all, this guy here is the liquidity. This guy is the liquidity. This guy can be the breaker block it's used. But nevertheless, I entered during Asian session. Now when I saw this massive dump, it was looking like price will come here and engineer liquidity, then dump. That was what I actually thought would happen, but it didn't. So the second trade was this. Now I'll tell you how I got that trade. Now if you look at, I'm coming. Let me show some. Good. I used fair value gaps in this particular trade, right? This was in the 9th. I remember this trade so well. Yeah, in the 9th. So let me on the fair value gap too. Fair value gap, right? If you look at it very well, price is. I will tell you the truth, right? I would say I took a risk entering this trade here, because obviously I still knew in my mind that price could come here, but with my experience, I just said, if it has dumped this far, gold is not a fan of dumping far, coming to sweep up again. Nah, it's not really a fan of all those stuff, because it's a new day. Let me go to the daily time frame. Maybe I'm not explaining it very well. It's a new day. If that move past 24 hours and a new day starts, there's a high chance that liquidity or that engineer liquidity you marked the day before, it will not go there. Especially if it's on a momentum, it doesn't care about previous day liquidity. It just starts its own afresh and starts falling. I don't know how to explain that you grasp, but I can't explain too long, so I won't make this video so long. So let me just explain. I entered the next trade. This was fair value gap over here, right? Obviously, fair value gap was here. Price entered the fair value gap. Price entered the fair value gap. This was in the night. Price entered the fair value gap. Then it broke. See, it entered. It broke. I could have entered here, but I don't think I did that. I could have waited, but I did not wait. I think I just entered immediately and saw that break. Yeah, because I think I went to the 5 minutes and I saw it was kind of, breaking lows. Exactly. So it was breaking lows. So I took a gamble there. Less of a gamble. Yeah, but you see, it was breaking lows. Okay. Yeah. When I say when it broke this point, I just knew that okay, yes, there's a very high chance that this pair starts selling, right? There's a very high chance this pair starts selling. This could have been my best point to enter short around here, around this twigs at top, and maybe here. But I just wanted to enter, man. Maybe somewhere around I enter somewhere around there. 2.5, because I was skeptical about this trade. So that I made me sleep, because I think I closed around somewhere here when I woke up in the morning. Yeah, no problem. That was this trade, right? Exactly. And if you own, maybe perhaps I own let me own my session liquidity. Session liquidity. Now this other trade. This was NFP trade now. Now, let me tell you how this other trade came about. When we saw this, let's delete this for a second. Okay, let's just leave it, because this is the first TP, this is the second TP of the week for gold. Now, let me explain this. I have to delete this. Let me close this FVG. Sometimes this indicator. Now, if you look, this is Asia, this is London, and this is New York. Now, this is Asia liquidity here. The top and bottom of sessions are liquidity. That is Asian liquidity. They're standing, resting there. Right? That is Asian liquidity standing there. Now, if you look, price was going up. Let's go to 30 minutes. Let's look at this from a 30 minutes view. Price was going up. It changed character here. Then it confirmed the whole movement here. This was like a new break of structure, right? It's like, see, break of structure. Price is coming up to form another break of structure. So this was the highest point. This was the highest area here. This whole area was this was the new area, because see, look at it. Break of structure. So price will come up and form another break of structure. It's simple, just normal sense, right? But the liquidity was, I used a sessional liquidity, because if you look at it very well, you might not actually see what they call this thing. You might not actually see inducement like that, except you want to say this is market structure shift, right? That's what I've traded SLP now. I say you want to say this is market structure shift and this is single candle inducement, which is not wrong, right? So if you can say the single candle inducement, then you can say that, okay, yeah, obviously this guy here, this 15 minutes or 30 minutes POI is your point of interest for that trade. That people that traders help you. If this is what they did, it's not a problem. People that have an idea of sessional liquidities, you can decide to call that guy the Asian high, which is the liquidity, taking the nearest POI and shorting immediately. Because it was NFP. Gold is bearish. The NFP news was going to be bearish. I don't even know that. I don't even care about the NFP. I just know that gold is bearish. Whatever technical analysis was printing for me, it was going to align with the fundamental. So I did not check. Don't be like me. If you want to check your news, check. I did not check. I just knew it. Sorry for the breaking transmission. I had an unexpected event that had to make me end the what I was doing. So I'm back now. So let's continue. So as I was saying, so price came for the Asian high, went to the POI, right? Then decided selling. So it was in line with the NFP. NFP news was about to happen like few minutes, right? So the only POI that could make sense was that one, and everything was just in line. So that gave me the confidence to enter. Well, I think I did not enter. I think I entered late, a little late, because I was debating if I should trade it, if I should not trade it, NFP. But I entered, So price did what it did. I think I entered around somewhere here. Yeah, my stop loss was somewhere here. And yeah, something like that. Once price touched it, when price touched my PO, I just, I wanted price to engulf this 5 minutes candle, then I think I just entered immediately. Price engulfed my candle and I just entered. Price engulfed it. I think I entered immediately, something around here. Yeah. Stop loss. I was a little bit lucky. I'll not even lie to you. Yeah, this was supposed to be my protected high. The price did what price did. I just, price did that. Right? Good. Beautiful. And I entered. Sorry. I entered. Good. I think that trade was a 1 to 5. I took 1 to 5. I think somewhere here. 1 to 5. I don't know where my target was. It was a 1 to 5 trade. I don't go above 1 to 5 most times. I just stay in that range. I think this was a trade. No, okay, this was what do they call this guy? That's the FVG trade. Sorry. This was the trade. Let me look for it. That was on Friday now. That's Bitcoin. Yeah, this was the trade. Beautiful. Yeah, can you see it? As you can see, I told you. This was the point of interest. Price I just entered. And boom, straight TP did that. Then I think that is all for gold for me this week. That was all I did on gold. I think I had 3 trades on gold, and they're all spectacular. Spectacular wins on gold this week. I've got targeted here, but 1 to 5, you feel me? So here. So next week, I am optimistic to see what gold has to do that next week. I don't know. Maybe we start the week with a little buy on gold. Start the week with a little buy. Then, if the momentum is strong right now, so you might just end up selling, continue selling, or the week might even just start dumping. Exactly. Can do that. So let's see what God has for us next week. And that is it on XAU USD. So let's go to Bitcoin. The second pair that really. So 3 take profits on gold. That's 3. So we have 4 more trades to review. And I think about 3 came. No, 3. I think 2 came from Bitcoin. Then 2 came from GBP USD. Yeah. So let's look at Bitcoin. Look at that wick, man. Just look at that wick. Long candle wicks. They smell liquidity. The same thing that is here is the same thing on gold too. Can you see it? Long candle wicks. They smell. They give this liquidity vibe. They reek of liquidity. They are mostly potential targets. So you can see the Bitcoin one has gone there already. The gold one is going there. There's no 2 ways about it. Gold should go there. Maybe except Trump does something, I don't know, that makes gold fly. But technically speaking, right now, that is the only place gold should go to. Now, Bitcoin. Let's see. The first trade I took on Bitcoin, I don't want to elaborate. Oh, let me check. Sorry, my bad. Most of this trade I think most of them to the VIP too. Alright? So, yeah. Okay, the first trade on Bitcoin. I think that was my first trade of the week. Trying to look for the particular trade. Okay, I had this one. Price never came there. Okay. I'm trying to look at the trade on Bitcoin. Who is that? Who are that? UK. This is UK 100. Let me explain it. So no waste time. Bitcoin. More sales on Bitcoin. Look for. Okay, good. Exactly. Now, let's remember. Now, you see something about momentum buys or sales, right? I said more sales on Bitcoin. Look for structure on the 5/15 minutes time frame. Now, then I send a VN, right? Then I send this particular picture. Because when the price had played out, I'm sure. I said, okay, this post was made a long time ago. I said something about premium and discounts on people that trade it. I said premium and discounts on the work, right? Everybody knows that price equilibrium, all those stuff, they work. I use them sometimes though. And I said something, I said, but when gold is on a momentum move, now this does not apply to only gold. It applies to Bitcoin and currency pairs. In a currency pairs that most times they're not a momentum. It's not really common to see price on momentum move. Price, except maybe UJ. Only UJ have seen that of stuff too. So anytime you see price on a momentum move, like when I mean momentum, like serious momentum, like you can see the 4-hour candle. The first one is seriously red or seriously green, seriously bullish, seriously bearish, like 3 times in a row, 2 times in a row. I just seen that, okay, there's massive momentum. Now, the first thing I said, forget anything premium or discount zone. Forget anything, what they call it, price equilibrium. Forget anything of deep retracement to the last, all those stuff. At that point in time, when you're in a serious momentum trade, anything equilibrium, price, or those discounts, whatever, just forget it at that point in time. The only way you can take advantage of a move in serious momentum is from the lower time frame. When I mean lower time frame, I don't mean 30 minutes. I mean 5 minutes, especially the 5 minutes time frame. If it's gold, 5 minutes. You're not even looking. 15 minutes is you might see, but 5 minutes is where you should be at that point. 5 minutes, 15 minutes, maximum 15 minutes. I advise you enter the 5 minutes. If you say, okay, this should is a serious momentum, enter the 5 minutes and look for any structure you can see, any immediate structure. Especially when we're trading gold all-time highs that time. That's how we traded gold. We just enter the 5 minutes when we wake up, or do our Asian strategy that time. But those stuff, we don't do that now because God has, to an extent, reduced volatility. It has reduced its volume. When we're in all-time high season, right? Every day we're making all-time highs. Some people are not trading gold again. Some people just wake up and start buying. But when you just wake up, you don't catch it from the Asian session from the beginning, because that way we're trading is catch from the beginning. If you're in the London or New York session, just enter 5 minutes. Any structure you see, if you like, let it be 10 FVG at the upside or whatever PY, don't care about them. Just enter the 5 minutes. Any immediate structure you can find, any sweep, any sweep you just find, you enter. Any sweep you can find, put your POI there, enter, to go. So the same thing with Bitcoin, and you'll see, I'll explain it now. So I said that, then this was the first trade. This one never happened on 30 minutes safe. I wonder if we will enter on happen on 30 minutes. I think at that point the momentum was not even strong. So let's enter the market. Alright. Let's enter the market. Okay, this was the first point I had a setup. Price never came there. Let's off this stuff. Price never came there, obviously, right? So I didn't trade. All this move like this, I didn't trade them. It pay me, and I can bet you, if you go to the 5 minutes, we might just see a move. Let's test that theory. At this point, you're not looking for any stuff, man. You're just looking. If you go to the 5 minutes, we might just see. Because the 5 minutes to print, you can never see it printing on that time frame anymore. Because you have missed it, man. You have missed it. From here now, there's nothing happening. Nothing is happening. I saw one, price never came there. Nothing is happening. Good, something has happened. You see, I told you 5 minutes at this point. See this sweep. It's tiny. At that point, you have to open your eyes. It's tiny. See that sweep there? Can you see it? Can you see that sweep? I didn't enter this trade. I didn't even bother. What time was this? I don't bother. Can you see that sweep? Eh? See that sweep there? This guy is more or less like inducement. So that guy is inducement. So you're marking any from that inducement up there, protected high. Yes. See, put your shorts there. You put your shorts there. Something will happen. Something will happen. Hold that shit, man. Something will happen. You know, just look for the nearest liquidity. Maybe join liquidity to start to take profit. That's how you treat high momentum trades. But now, this now is a better one. I'm not expecting you to have a trade though. This now is a better trade. So we saw price come here and price swept. Now you see what I was telling you. Some people now that you are seeing that price is on a serious momentum. You can see with your eyes that price is on serious momentum. Bitcoin for that matter, Bitcoin gold that can move with serious momentum. You are seeing that price is on serious momentum. Then you are saying that, what do you want to say? Okay, this is a BOS here, right? This is your BOS there. So I will do discount and premium, whatever. This is my BOS here. So price will buy all the way here. Then I'll look for entry around this whole demand and start selling. That shit ain't gonna work, man. Because at that point in time, the momentum is strong. It's as if you are running. You are running on your full speed, right? And you see, you're running at 100 km per hour, which I don't believe is possible. You see, you're running 100 km per hour, and you want to just, adjust your footing or do whatever. You cannot be running at 100 km per hour and come down to 10 so you can adjust. No. Maybe you might just go from 100 to 80, then you continue. Catch your breath and continue. So that's what serious momentum is all about. So at this point, I saw this sweep, right? That's a sweep. So obviously, let's go 15. Sweep. This year is inducement. Look at it. Inducement. Price entered POI. Price entered POI. You could have entered here and hold, but I did not enter there. I did not. I think price came here, touched the POI, right? Price touched the POI, broke short to the downside. Then I think there's one of my guys that entered from usually as liquidity. Then he entered from here. He also started selling. But me, I entered around somewhere here. I entered around somewhere there. Yes, I entered around somewhere there. So price did what price did best. I entered around somewhere there. Yeah, I think after I saw that price broke below this OB, I just traced it up to a little bit. I just started selling. I knew that price was not coming for that place again. Started selling. But see over here, there's a little train on liquidity over here, man. Just for the fun of it, do with this information whatever you chooses. There's a serious train on liquidity over there. do with this information whatever you chooses. So at that point, let's look for more entries that we could have entered. 5 minutes, 15 minutes. You want to continue the sales. Price is selling, man. So you want to continue your sales. Price. Okay, some people ask, why was my take profit there? Exactly. Some people might ask, why am I putting my take profit there? Why did you not just do 1 to 5? Me, I know. See now, let me go to the daily time frame. The door, man. See this week. Come on. Look at this week. Come on. That week is weekend. That is liquidity. Liquidity is there. Did I end my trade there? I think this way. Yeah, so the 1 to 9 trade, I think. Liquidity is there. That's why my trade ended there. I thought my phone was on DNG. Yeah. So that was where that trade ended, man. That's why I took it there. So price took that liquidity, so it just reacted a little bit. Came up. Wait, rain is falling. I'm outside. So what next did it do? Did it strip any structure? It did. I did not take any trade around there because I was really satisfied. I think I was really in the 9th or morning, so I could not take any trade around here. Satisfied, whatever. So this was my next trade. How did that trade come about? It's obvious that price was just using his other block. Like I told you, at that point, 5-15 minutes is what you're looking at, right? See, price failed to break. See, this is more or less like a failure swing type of guy, right? Some film I won't call this guy a sweep of liquidity. At that point, you're looking for momentum, right? You're on a momentum trade, so you are just, this is a momentum trade. 5-15 minutes, look for liquidity and buy. So price swept, price broke, right? This guy is liquidity. That's inducement. Enter a PY, start selling, right? Another opportunity, liquidity. Enter a PY, start selling. I did not take any of this. I was not interested. Alright, start selling. Same thing I did here. I was not active at this point. This is liquidity. Enter PY, start selling. Enter PY, start selling, bro. Same thing here. This is liquidity. Enter POI, start selling, bro. Enter POI, start selling. Bro, you can see this shit, man. Over here, there was no liquidity. So price engineered this guy. Can you see that? And I think the liquidity, the POI I choose was this guy here. Enter POI, start selling. I did not enter immediately. I didn't enter immediately. I entered. Yeah, why did I enter there? Let me even check. Sometimes I just be looking. Why did I go enter here? I knew that this was the POI, so if I did not catch it from here, I need to, enter, bro. Let's enter. So price did this. Price came here to retest this OB, this guy. They didn't even touch it, but I knew that price as it tested the OB, whatever. Maybe you wanted to use this too. So this was 5 minutes breaker. You tested it. So this guy was on high for me. This was the new OB high, right? Price came and it has mitigated it somehow. Alright, so this was the new guy for me. So price just came, right? Went up, and I started dropping. I just entered. I could have put my SL here, but I wanted to be safe. It was the invalidation point for me. This is the main invalidation point here, though. But this guy, I just entered. I knew that's it. I could have held all the way down here, 5 to 6, but 105 was okay for me. That's how that trade came about. That's how we took TP on Bitcoin. Easy. But now, what has happened? A major low has been broken. Right? See, this low has been broken. We can see when price even broke this low. It broke it with serious liquidity over here. Right? I think the same thing is going to happen for here also. This move that might just buy a little bit then continue falling. But I'm observing and I want to see what it does, right? I want to see what it does. Whatever it does, I'm watching. I'm recording. Yeah, so that is it for Bitcoin. Right? So let's how this Bitcoin trade came about. That's how this Bitcoin trade came about. Then I tweeted, I said, Bitcoin 1 to 10. Like I said, if you're on serious momentum, buy or sell price action, anyone. Forget equilibrium price action. Forget premium and discount at that point in time. Enter the 5 or 15 minutes. Look for a structure. Join TP at the nearest draw on liquidity. That's the meaning of DOL. Finish. That's the meaning of DOL. Instagram is not allowing it to follow my accounts. I don't know why. That app don't invest person. So the next, this was the second trade. Yeah, where's the beginning of that trade, man? Okay, I hit one BE on this guy on Bitcoin. So what's in that trade? This was the trade. Where did that one trade come from? 30 minutes. Okay, it came from here. Let's learn around somewhere here. And I just price came to retest the OB and gets too closed. Me. It never hit my stop loss. So it just came to retest the OB and I just closed like a chicken. So there you go. This is sorry. Yeah, this was the trade. See it. 5 minutes. Enter, bro. Oh, this Bitcoin. Yeah, this is it. So the last pair that gave us profit was, what do you call it? GBP USD. GBP USD was the last pair. GBP USD. Forex.com. 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 Cannot believe what this nigga did, man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kaboom. Okay, as I was saying. So, GU. How did we come about this trade on GU? Okay, now GU started buying. Swept, it's low, right? Came up, entered the POI, right? See, this is super liquidity over here, right? Price came into that POI, then came to sweep itself. Now let's on session liquidity, because I think they all came at the same time. Exactly. So price, this was in the 9th. Good. So I cannot trade it in the 9th. Price entered the POI in the 9th. So I was like, in the morning, let's see what happens, Then price now came. Price swept. Price swept around. Yeah, price swept. Then it started buying. Right? Then it even broke structure to the upside around here. Then, luckily for me, this low was an inducement, and at the same time, it was an Asian low. So you can see that beautiful combination. It was an inducement, it was an Asian low. Oh God. So price I already knew that price would come and take out this low, because there were others around here. But I was lucky at the same time. Why? Because this particular stuff, this is why I give you a breathing space. This is where you enter this trade. This particular week that came here, it was not supposed to. But I gave it breathing space and I took 1 to 5. And I left this market. After the first trade came about. Second trade, I traded a trend line. I know this guy was buying for a while. I traded a trend line. So the price obeyed that trend line. Okay. Price obeyed that trend line. Right? So price touched it. So let's see. Let's remove any session liquidity. Let's remove that box. Let's withdraw everything there. So after price had done whatever I wanted to do there, price decided to drop. And I think that drop came from some guys called this drop. I didn't even look at it. I wasn't interested. So price swept. See, when price sweeps an inducement, that inducement that is being swept is like a new sweep of liquidity. Example. You see, you have a sweep of liquidity here. Right? You have inducement over here. You have here. So this is your PY. So if price can come and sweep this inducement, this is a new sweep of liquidity. This can be a new inducement, and price can now come here again and continue the buys. So the former inducement, this former inducement over here, can turn to a new sweep of liquidity, and another inducement can form and buy. Simple logic. It's not even. Now it's normal structure now. If you know structure, that shouldn't be a problem for you. So price came, right? Good. See, price swept the inducement. Now that inducement was now new liquidity for me, right? Then obviously I just carried my OB. This analysis was an easy one for me. Mark my OB. Say kilo day. Mark my OB, man. 15 minutes OB. I can remember. That I remember. In line with the trend line. You cannot just enter here immediately. It's too big now, obviously. So I waited for time for price. Time. Same time. London on my session liquidity. Let's see if Asia. Okay, Asia. I took this trade around 9. Up now 7. Wait, what time did I take this trade? Now 7. I've been at 9. Wait. There's that trade. Where's that trade? Okay. La. Ooh la la. Okay, yeah, remember. I was getting confused a little bit. So it was not even around 9 I took that trade though. Now Asia started that trade, man. So I think, yeah, I've seen it. Price entered. This guy swept. When price entered POI, swept it again. Right? Did that. Swept. Then it broke structure like bullish engulfing candle type of structure. See it? Bullish engulfing candle. Once I saw that bullish engulfing candle, I was like, okay. And see, price even came to touch the trend line. That lighting went that deep. That's why I didn't enter from here. like, okay, maybe it touches the trend line. I was only a little bit skeptical about this. So price did this bullish engulfing candle. So let's delete this for a while. Let's off this. I'm coming. Bullish engulfing candle. So normally, some people advise you to enter from the body of the candle. If you look at it, this is the you're supposed to enter from. But as me, I have listened to those type of things now. I don't go even see one trade cash. I entered. The that bullish engulfing candle finish. I enter from this other block. It's like let the week belong. I don't care. Better to see trade than to see no trade. Price touch. You know me, I don't do more than 1 to 5, except I need it to pass something. That's when I do above 1 to 5. I need that trade to pass something. That's how 1 to 5 came about. 1 to 5, normal. I think my stop loss would have been below this, obviously. So yeah, I don't think it even went this high. That stop loss was that high, exactly. So it's just below this, because I knew it might not even come there again. And not go that high, remember. 1 to 5. I was out. Look at the trade here. So that's how that trade came about. Right? So that's how we did 7 take profits. It's not common. No. This I think this year. This is like the first time I'm doing up to that amount this year. It's not normally maybe you can do like 2 in a week or 3. 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those are the I've done in a week. But this one was just so beautiful. Yeah, it's just so beautiful. So that's how those trades came about, right? And then the dump happened. I was not interested. I didn't even. On NFP, I only focused on gold on the NFP, gold and Bitcoin, because I was not interested in GBP USD NFP. It does not interest me, so I left it alone. And this is the first time that NFP is even being like NFP this year. Before, I don't even know that there's NFP until somebody tells you. But that move was crazy move. So I don't know where this guy is going to. It looks like it's gonna fall more. Yeah, it's gonna fall. Whatever it does, let it do, man. I don't care. So that's how those trades came about. And that's the end of the market review. I hope you guys enjoyed it and you learned maybe something from it. So yeah, believe in analysis and just believe.